Hey everyone, my name is Bryan Barrera. I'm CEO for LC Innovation. This is my YouTube channel, the Five Tool Employee Framework YouTube channel. Man, you're gonna love the stuff that we're gonna be showing you about business. It's all business related, all business oriented. But this first video is just gonna be about me. It's gonna be about me. I want to show you who I am. I want to tell you who I am. I want to tell you my experiences, my resume, and this will be the only video like this unless something else happens later. But the whole intent is to get into these videos, and then the next one, the next 100 that we're going to do are all going to be screen sharing where I'm showing you models that I've learned out in the field, that I've learned out in the classroom, that I've learned in the business world, in the field, that have worked, only stuff that's worked. I'm not going to show you anything that hasn't worked. I'm not going to show you theory. And if I do show you any theories, it's stuff that I've worked out within the field, right? That I've seen successful, that I've seen help businesses. But yeah, I'm an industrial organizational psychologist. What does that mean? I'm a management consultant. I'm a business consultant. That's what I am. But I'm really a psychologist when it comes to business, industrial organizational psychologist. I can dissect any industry, I can dissect any business. I can. That's what I'm trained on. I have extensive expertise in this area, from being in the real world, from being an executive at such a young age. But also, I have this experience from the classroom and now from models that I've built myself. So yeah, I've been in business just like anybody else since I was 18. I go a lot farther than that. I've been cutting grass and lawns and super big driveways in Yucaipa, California, since I was 8, 9 years old. Till I was 18, I worked in construction for 3 months, made really good money until it started raining. And then once it started raining, I was not making any money. So then I got a job, a more formal job at San Manuel Indian Bingo Casino back in 2000, November 2004. It's now called Yamava, one of the biggest casinos um, in the nation, maybe even the world. They've expanded to Las Vegas. They've invested so much in their communities. There's such a great, great, great organization. But yeah, so I worked there. I became an executive host at a young age. I was 19 when I became an executive host. I was one of the first executive hosts that they had. But from there, I learned about sales and marketing. I wasn't a traditional executive, but like a VP or something. I was an executive host, so I had a lot of influence, a lot of pull when it came to customers at San Manuel when I was there. I was an executive host for about 7, 8 years. Yeah, so I was there, and I learned a lot about player development, sales, and marketing, how to build these departments. A lot of data. We had data entry representatives, research assistants. I mean, I learned a lot at a high level about sales and marketing and customer retention, customer loyalty, customer rewards. But that's not the cool part. That is cool, but another cool part is that I was also sent to Verona and Pachanga in those 7 years to go get trained on customer retention management systems. So I not only learned how to talk to people about diffusing situations, very difficult situations. I didn't just take clients to Laker games and Clipper games at Staples Center. Um, I didn't just do that kind of. I didn't just do the what they call it, dog and pony shows. I didn't just do that. I also learned the systems that were being built in the background. That's what I learned, and I learned from that young age how important it was to build systems and follow those systems. Right? There's always going to be a time. There's always going to be a time to go take a customer to a lunch or to a dinner or to a ball game or whatever. But it's, to me, that's just a used car salesman that just lives for those moments. There has to be those moments too where you build a system, where you build that CRM, where you connect the dots. There also comes that moment. So yeah, I was an executive host for some time. I was trained at Verona. I was trained at Pachanga. Sam Manuel sent me to several trainings. Yamava, sorry. I was so blessed to learn there. I learned so much there. I learned about the difficult situations. I learned about people trying to use their last $100 to make it into $1,000 to pay rent. Some very, very sad situations, some great situations as well. But being in a casino is a rough, rough, rough industry. Working there, working with high rollers like I was, it was a really, really crazy atmosphere, hectic atmosphere. But man, but I learned a lot. It was a lab for me. From there, I went to manufacturing plastic components for the medical device industry. We did plastic components for medical devices. Yeah, so I worked for an injection molder for about 9 years, salmon wool for 8 years, injection molder for 9 years. But yeah, same thing. I learned a lot about sales and marketing. I learned even more. So I learned about the private sector at San Manuel, private money, and then I learned more about the corporate world while I worked at the injection molder. So the corporate world for me, which is called Trademark Plastics, the corporate world for me was learning about technical assessments, quarterly business reviews, audits, certifications, licenses, all these things that I learned about. It's just an insane amount of stuff I learned about when it came to the supply chain and also uh, being a supplier for these large medical devices. 13 out of the top 100 medical device manufacturers, and five of them were listed in the Fortune 100. So I learned so much about that. But I learned how a mom and pop shop can still be a big supplier, significant supplier for these Fortune 100 companies. I learned how they need us and how we can make them need us, how we can make them want us, referring to the mom and pop shops, of course. But I learned so much there. And just like at San Manuel in the private sector, where I learned a lot about, where I got trained, I did the same thing at this place. The owners there were gracious enough to pay for my education. I got my MBA in the Presidents and Key Executives program at Pepperdine University, University's Graziadio Business School. So I got my Presidents and Key Executives MBA there, where I learned about finance, strategy, more about sales and marketing from some of the top professors in the world. I was so blessed to learn from them. So yeah, so I learned about customer retention management, ERP systems, enterprise resource planning systems in the casino industry, and then I learned more about operations and sales and marketing when I went into the injection molding space with those working with those medical device customers that we had. But while I was there, I got trained even further. Like I said, I got my MBA, but I also became a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt. And that came from some of our suppliers auditing us. I mean, some of our customers auditing us and also giving us a technical assessment, doing Gamba walks. And that's where everything came, right? So I started learning about W. Edwards Deming. I started Kaoru Ishikawa, the Ishikawa diagram. I remember one time we had a customer come in and we had major quality issues and they just started doing a fishbone diagram right in front of me. And we sat there for like 5 hours, took a bunch of breaks, but for 5 hours we were there and we really I learned about the fishbone diagram. Drucker learned so much in the field with these hardworking companies, right? These hardworking with engineers with plastics degree and manufacturing degrees and all that stuff. I learned so much on how to dissect issues. So I learned about how to dissect clients, how to dissect industries, how to dissect corporations, medical devices, organizations, and now issues, right? Plastic issues or whatever the case may be. I learned a lot about that. So I got my MBA. I got my Presidents and Key Executives MBA, Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt. And if you notice, there's a trend here. There's a lot of executive leadership in what I've learned, right? Learning about being an executive host, learning about customer retention management, reward systems, then getting it over to manufacturing and staying an executive, but taking the MBA in the Presidents and Key Executives program, the PKE. I just really started to understand the mind of an executive, how we make mistakes. Because I've made plenty of mistakes, just like everybody else has. I've hired the wrong people. Some people might say that I treated them unfairly. If you're an executive, you're never going to get 100% good recognition. It's just not going to happen. So I probably have hundreds of people that say I was a great leader. But like I said, I probably have some that said I was a bad leader. Some probably took my passion as something negative. My passion for the industry, my passion to help people, my passion to fix processes, they probably took it a negative way. Maybe there's some employees that believe I showed favoritism. But anyways, being an executive, all these issues, all these things are magnified to an even bigger level because you're under the scope so much. Everybody's watching you, right? So, and I wish there was a lot more leaders out there that were cognitive of that. I wish they understood more that we are under a lens. Leaders are under a lens. Executives are under a lens. And we have to respect that lens, right? We have to respect it. We have to respect people. We have to believe in people, believe in leadership. Anyways, that's some of the stuff we're going to go over. But yeah, so during this time, I graduated from Pepperdine, and then I got into my PhD. I'm a PhD candidate. I haven't got my PhD yet. I'm on my dissertation point. I've got all my coursework done. I've gotten everything done, but except my dissertation. I'm almost done with it, so hopefully I have my PhD soon. But my PhD is in industrial organizational psychology, organizational behavior. That's what it is. So, with my experience in the private sector, when it came to the casino and dealing with private money, jumping into the corporate world, and now on my own, since I left the injection molder 3 years ago, I've continued my PhD journey. But I've also started this consulting firm where I'm consulting several clients. I've had a lot of clients across several different industries. I think across like 10 or 12 different industries now. But yeah, it's just, I'm having so much fun. I'm having a blast. But what I've really learned now is, so I learned about the private sector, I learned about the corporate sector, and now I'm learning more about the public sector, right? So I've landed some government contracts for some of my clients. I've applied for a couple grants. I'm learning the system of the public sector. So that's why I'm so passionate what I do, and that's why I'm so confident in creating this YouTube channel and sharing my experiences with you, because I believe that I know that I've worked with pretty much every different type of business there is out there, whether it's private, public, or corporate, whatever the case may be. But I've learned a lot. I've learned so much about business at the MBA level, on the field, now the PhD level. I've learned so much about business. I've learned so many models, and I've seen what models work, what models you can put into the field, into real life, right? And that's the thing that I'm trying to do here. I'm going to make all these models into practical models. I'm going to bring everything from theory to practicality. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I've created some models myself. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist. This first video is going to be only for you understanding who I am, getting my resume, understanding what I've done. Like I said, private sector, public sector, corporate sector, I've landed government contracts, well over $1 million for my clients. I've got more sales for my clients. I've done as much as I can for our clients. Um, yeah, there's been a lot that's done. I've learned theory. I've learned actual practical applications out in the field. I've done so much in my 38 years of being in this world. Um, but yeah, and I want to share those experiences with you. I'm going to share those experiences with you. This channel is called the Five Tool Employee Framework because, to me, that's the model that I've created. I've created other models, the PACT model, but the PACT model is more about you understanding the models that I've learned that are effective in the field, and I'll go over each of those with you. But that's what the PACT model is all about: pivot, adapt, create, transcend, and disrupt. PACTD, and all the models I've learned embedded into each stage, right? The first one, we'll go over that some other time. But yeah, so that's what the model is all about. But that was, like I said, a lot of different concepts and models into one model. I've actually created my own model, the Five Tool Employee Framework. It's loosely based on the Five Tool a baseball player, but some people don't watch baseball, so I'm going to try to stay away from that, which is why I created the Five Tool Employee Framework. But we're going to go into that in depth. That'll be the next video. But yeah, this is just for you to get to know me, just for you to get to know who I am, why I'm so passionate. I love business. I love teamwork. I love dissecting teams, dissecting industries, dissecting businesses. I hate toxic leaders. Like I said, I might have been called that a couple times in my career because of disagreements or whatever. And that's fine. I accept that. I apologize if you had a bad experience with me. I really do. But I'm here. I'm here to make your company effective. I'm here to make it efficient. I'm here to keep you in business, not get you out of business. I'm not here to tell you what to do and how to do it. I'm here to share experience with you, to share models with you, concepts with you that hopefully you can put in your pocket and take it to your real world, your real life out there and use it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not here to tell you this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go out of business. I'm not that kind of consultant. I'm here to share my experience with you. I'm here to share the models that I've created, to share the models that I've tested out in the field that I know are effective. So that way you can use it yourself. So that way you could save your business. But here's the main thing that I want to tell you. It's up to you. I can lead you there. I can show you the path. I can talk to you about it. I can share as many things as I can with you, but it's up to you to do it. It's up to you to do it at the end of the day. It's not up to me. I've already chosen my path. I know where I'm going. You need to choose yours. And you need to figure out how in depth, how crazy you want to get. Because if you do want to get that crazy, if you do want to get that in depth, I just got two words for you. Let's roll.